16 British things that sound fake but are actually true. Hi, hello, welcome everyone to another really interesting video. Today we're going to be diving into a channel called Adventures and Naps. That's an interesting channel name. I love adventures and I also love naps, so this is going to be just right for me. And this woman is going to talk about 16 British things that sound fake but are actually true. I have no clue what this is going to be like. Like, in which direction is she going to go? Are these going to be cultural shocks that others wouldn't believe happen in the UK, but they actually do happen in the UK? Is that what this video is about? Also, just a fair warning, this one is going to be a test video because last time I ripped videos that were longer than 10 minutes apart in two parts, as I always do. The comment section was full of people letting me know that I should just stop doing that because people who are watching my videos would actually watch longer videos even if I didn't cut them in the middle. So this is a 15-minute video, which means a reaction is at least gonna be 25 minutes, I guess. And this is a test run for me to see whether people are actually gonna stick to the end or whether I will have to continue maybe cutting it in two parts. No pressure though. Don't feel obligated to watch the video to the end. I just want to find out how my audience actually watches videos in order for me to maybe change things and editing style in the future. So don't feel obligated to watch it until the end just because I said so. But it's a test for me to see whether longer videos would actually work. So to cut some time, we're just gonna jump straight into the video and see what happens in the UK that I would think is fake.
If you're new here, my name is Alana and I'm a Canadian, but I live here in the UK. And if you're not new here, hey, how's it going?
She's a Canadian.
It is pouring/sleeting outside. I don't know if you can hear it. It is absolutely disgusting out. Today I wanted to share 16 British things
this weather
that
isn't any nicer.
fake,
I'd love
but
some
are actually
rain.
true. So without further ado, let's go.
So this is gonna be cultural shocks, I guess. Also, she's Canadian. She's not from the UK, so she can probably see the differences between the countries. Very interesting comment from a Canadian, because I haven't really heard an opinion, like a cultural shock opinion from a Canadian, just from Americans and Germans and Australians, but not from Canadians. So let's go.
Number 1, receiving threatening letters. Now this, of course, are the threatening TV license letters, which is actually kind of 2 points. Number 1, you have to pay a license to watch TV. That, in and of itself, is strange. But what I actually wanted to talk about were the letters that you receive if you haven't paid for that license. So maybe you just haven't paid for it, or maybe you don't watch TV and you get these letters. When I first read one, I was shocked. A TV license is not something that we do in Canada, in the US, so that was strange. But then these letters were just something else. And the first time reading one of these letters, I thought I was going to be arrested. But they are genuinely vicious, all over a TV license. Number 2, prepaid.
Wow, okay, what the hell? Ignoring this letter could cost you a lot more than the license fee? Dear sir or madam, we understand you may be busy. You do. That's why you're sending me a maximum fine of 1,000. Like, oh my gosh, what the hell? But since you didn't respond to our last letter, okay, so this is a second or third letter. An investigation into your property has now begun. What? You can still stop the investigation, but you need to buy a license without delay. Split the cost by setting up a direct debit or pay the full fee today. Or if you already have a license, you need to move it from your old address. A court appearance could cost you over £1,000. Okay, so we're talking about worst case scenario here. It's not like you don't pay for a month and all of a sudden there is £1,000 fine and you have to pay. Okay, so you would have some time in order to still pay the normal price before we go that far. Oh wow, as your details have now been passed on to our enforcement division, a visit to your property is being authorized. What? A visit to what the heck? What's going on, you guys? I mean, we do have the GEZ as well here in Germany, which is our licensing TV license thing, and you have to pay them. It's like 18 bucks a month if I remember correctly, 18 something. And if you don't pay, the price will get higher and higher. You'll have to pay a lot more over time because of the fees that they put on top of the usual cost. And if everything goes bad, I mean, people have ended up in prison because they didn't want to pay that. Usually it's the people who are against government who just don't want to pay that because they think this is just an additional tax that they have to pay, and they don't see why they would have to do that because they don't think very highly of the public broadcasting, which is like an independent broadcasting service that is paid by everyone and is supposed to give you independent information without being paid by any companies. That's why we have to pay that. And this was invented due to the fact that in Second World War, Hitler took advantage of all the media that was out there and used it for his own good. And everyone just reported the way he wanted them to report. And in order to try and prevent that from happening again, they invented this public broadcasting service that gives you, or is supposed to give you, independent news. And if there would be a new Hitler someday, he wouldn't be able to change them. And those people who do not really believe in the government and think we're an occupied country by the US and stuff, like the German MAGA people, they do not really pay for that, and they very often end up in prison for a few days because one day equals a certain amount of euros that they would have had to pay for that service. And they'd rather sit in prison than just to pay that. And I don't know if in the UK it's the very same, that you're paying for that license in order to have like an independent news service, or if this goes for the whole TV broadcasting, like every single program that you have. But I was talking about like the going to the property of people. That's not what they do here in Germany, as far as I know. I mean, I haven't paid the GEZ because I forgot, like for 2-3 months, and all they do is send you letter after letter and just raising the fines. They never showed up at my property, to be honest. This is really threatening if you read that for the very first time, I can imagine. If you're found to be watching or recording live TV programs on any channel or downloading or watching BBC programs on iPlayer illegally, whether on a TV, computer, tablet, mobile phone, games console, digital box, DVD, VHS, what the hell, VHS? Who's even using that anymore? VHS recorder or any other device, you may face prosecution and a fine up to £1,000 plus any illegal costs and or compensation you may be ordered to pay. Of course, if you don't need a license. Oh, there are cases where you don't need a license? We'd like to stop writing to you, so please let us know at TV. We may confirm this with a visit. Wow, if you tell us you do not own a TV, nor a cell phone, nor a DVD recorder, we're gonna show up at your house and make sure you don't. And if you've recently bought or moved a license, thank you. Our records will now have been updated. Yours faithfully, Ross McTaggart, Customer Service Director. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this sounds threatening. And to be honest, I would feel so bad when I would have received a letter like that. That's really, really bad. Wow, off to a great start.
Vicious all over a TV license. Number 2, prepaid energy. Yes, your house can be pay as you go. My first flat actually had this setup. I'd never seen it before, but I remember there was like this big plastic key, and you'd have to take the key to like a convenience store, an off license, load money onto the key, come back home, put the key in like your energy thing,
What?
and you're like prepaying for energy. God help you if you forgot and let it lapse. But I'd never seen that before. I'm sure there's like more simpler
No
ways to do this now.
way.
But back then, back when I lived in this flat, never seen it before, and I had to do it literally going to a convenience store and stuff. It was wild. Number 3.
Just like a payback card, like a pay card, whatever. It's really warm right now for your cell phone. Like you have to pay in advance just to use your cell phone and to be able to call people or write to them. What the heck? What if you forgot about that? And what was the highest amount you could load onto the card? Oh, I'm talking in past tense. Like, what is the highest amount if that still exists? You gotta let me know, you guys. It's still like, how many of you have to still do that? This is crazy. What the heck? I've never heard of that. She's so right. I would have thought this is fake. If somebody told me this. What the hell? I mean, here in Germany, you just use electricity, and then at the end of the month, you get your bill. Or you're paying like the same amount of money every single month, and at the end of the year they count all you've used, all the energy you've used, and all the amounts you've paid over the month, and they calculate it and come up with an invoice for you, or you're gonna get money back if you haven't used the whole amount of energy that you paid for. What the heck? Paying in advance? What the heck? Oh my gosh, this is crazy, you guys. This is crazy. Okay, let's go. Number 3.
I would like to call this chapter, Why Are They Dancing Like That? And yes, of course, I'm talking about Morris dancing. If you had shown me a photo of Morris dancing, of the outfits,
Who are
they've
those
got
people?
like the sticks and there's bells, and they're dancing around on a street, usually at some sort of fair or whatever. If you show me photos, I would have thought, oh, that's like a cute thing from 100 years ago that people don't do anymore, and that would be wrong. Every time I see Morris dancing in the wild, usually like at some sort of festival or sort of like community event, every time I see it, I can't look away.
It resembles a sword
love
fight.
that people still do it because obviously it has its origins, in British history, and I love that people keep that alive. Watching it,
what are those things?
It doesn't look real. Number 4, something that's very important.
What? Okay. So, you know what this reminds me of? First thing I thought about is Fastnacht, a tradition that we celebrate here in southern Germany every single year, where people just dress up in their costumes, and there are many costumes that resemble the clothing of soldiers from back then, and they also dance and have their music which resembles the war music. I don't know how to really say that. Maybe I'm gonna like insert a video in here so that you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. This reminds me of that. I also made a video about this tradition because it's actually really funny and also scary at the same time. So if you do want to know what happens in southern Germany every single year and why teachers get abducted and women get thrown in cages, just go and watch that video. It's actually really, really cool. And also I dressed up for it. It was so much fun. I digress. But these people, if I had seen them on the streets without anyone just letting me know about that tradition, I would have probably like really, really fast put that together with our traditions in southern Germany. And I would have just been like, oh yeah, that sounds about right, I guess. I wouldn't have wondered, just because we have something similar going on every year. A little bit more colorful, a little bit louder, and a little bit crazier, much crazier to be honest, but very, very similar to this one. But maybe there's a video out there that really explains everything they do. Just like I said, these sticks and how they moved with them reminds me of like a sword fight, for example. But what are these things? Are those like bullet holes in their bodies? maybe, but they're a little big for that, I guess. And why is there a green band-aid? I don't know. So I'd be really interested into knowing more about this group of men. And is this going on in the whole of UK or just at a special place? Maybe she said it and I just didn't pick it up. That's really, really interesting. I like that.
The event, every time I see it, I can't look away. I love that people still do it because obviously it has its origins, you know, in British history, and I love that people keep that alive. Watching it, it doesn't look real. Number 4, something that's very important to me, and that is the meal deal economy. Now, British people take meal deals very seriously. There are right and wrong answers. So obviously for a meal deal, you get your drink, you get some sort of side, and you get a main, and it's a set price, right? Not something that I ever had in Canada or in the US, but it is everywhere here. Basically, like every supermarket, even Boots does it. But the question is, what combination of items do you select? And there's wrong answers. Do you go smoothie, sandwich, crisps? Do you go fruit juice, one of those little pasta pots?
You don't
maybe a little
have
fruit
that
pot.
in
It's all
Canada
very
or in the
serious business,
US?
and I love that people basically like gamify
Oh,
the
in the
system. Like you have to pick the
supermarket.
most expensive items in each
Oh,
category. It's just incredible. If my counting is still correct, number 5. This one's called
wait, in the supermarket? I thought she was talking about like McDonald's or something like that, where you get a meal deal. This is in the supermarket, a main, a snack and a drink. This is so convenient. I'd love that, to be honest. But what if you just choose 2 items instead of 3 because you just don't want to drink because you have your own water, for example? Doesn't that work? Or like, what happens then? I don't know. But this is a really cool thing. I mean, let's not talk about the quality of this bread and probably the ingredients, but I can't really judge because I've never like eaten this brand, so I don't really know, to be honest, and I don't want to be harsh. Oh wow, I'd rather have these over there. I love those as wraps. I think they'd suit me better. Also, I can't remember that I've seen anything like it when I was in the UK, but that was over 10 years ago, so maybe that has changed. I don't know. But this is a very convenient thing and I like it.
each category. It's just incredible. If my counting is still correct, number 5. This one's called 90-second flight. Yes, you heard that right. The UK hosts
What?
the world's shortest commercial flight in the Orkney Islands. Yeah, it's 90 seconds.
Oh,
90
what?
second flight. Incredible. Now the flight is between Westray and Papa Westray. Probably said that wrong, don't worry about it. But it is a 90-second commercial flight, shortest in the world. Congratulations, the UK. Doesn't sound real, but it is. I think
Why don't you guys use a boat for that? I mean, the distance doesn't seem too much. 2.7 kilometers? You could use a boat, or maybe it's just faster by plane. I don't know. Let's not talk about the environment. But you guys, that would be actually great for a person like me. Do you know why? Because I don't fly. I just don't. I'm too scared of it. I'm not scared of flying. I'm scared of something happening in the sky that I can't, like, that I don't have control over, and all of us just falling down to earth and dying in a big crash. I've never been in a plane, in a flying plane. I've been in a plane in a museum, but I've never been like in a real plane that's actually working and flying somewhere. So this would be great for me in order to maybe build some trust and to try out whether I would be able to fly or not. Because if a panic attack sets in, like in 90 seconds, you'd be on the other side and the plane would land and the panic could just go away. And I could like travel forth and back until the fear stops, if you know what I mean. I mean, if the panic is really, really strong and I end up stranded on Papa Westray Airfield because my panic is so strong that I can't go back ever again, that'd not be great. However, as far as training purposes go, this would be perfect for me, to be honest. Because, like, I've tried and maybe have a flight here in Germany. We have short flights as well, but they go as far as like 30 minutes. And 30 minutes can be long. if you have a panic attack that doesn't go away. So I don't trust that, and I don't ever want to do that. But 90 seconds I could bear, I guess. So I could try that out.
Stray, probably said that wrong, don't worry about it, but it is a 90-second commercial flight, shortest in the world. Congratulations, the UK. Doesn't sound real, but it is. I think the shortest flight I've ever taken is probably like, that's a good question. Maybe Toronto to Orlando, Florida, which is like 2 hours. Or maybe like London to Florence. I did that one. That one's pretty short. But even still, it's long enough that you can watch a movie. So it's not that short. Number 6, something that has always surprised me. It always feels fake, but I'm so happy that it's true. And that is walking through a stranger's field. Of course, we are talking about public footpaths or like the public right of way. It's something that I wasn't familiar with when I moved here. And it's wonderful. I'm very thankful that even though this sounds fake, it is real. It felt so strange the first time walking through someone's literal farm because there was like a public footpath, a public right of way. And you're just like walking through this farm.
What?
It feels weird. It feels like I shouldn't be doing it. It feels like I'm gonna get arrested, but it is legal. It is accepted. It is real and absolutely wonderful. And I really do hope this sort of concept is protected forever. One thing that's not
That's weird. I hadn't heard of that before, like ever, but it sounds interesting. I mean, if you are on the side of the person walking on that way, if you're on the side of a person owning that house and there are just random people walking by, like a farm, you have a farm, and every single day there is like 100 people passing by. Every half an hour, there's like a family of 5 just passing by, looking at your property, being like, oh, look at there, oh, look at there. And I don't know if I would really like that, to be honest. But as an owner of a farm, for example, could you like prevent that from happening? Or is that just a law that you can't do anything about it? You just, when you buy the house or the farm or whatever, they tell you, or maybe it's in the contract, that there is a way for pedestrians to walk and you just can't do anything about it. Because I wouldn't really like that, to be honest. I don't want strangers on my property every single day. So on the one hand, for the strangers, this sounds really nice. If you're a pedestrian and you can walk through a farm, it's like exciting, to be honest. Walking through a property that's not your own and just seeing what people are doing with their property from the outside. I mean, you can't go into the house, I guess you can't, but just walking through their garden, I don't know, this sounds so weird. And I didn't know that. So this video is really good so far. So many, like everything she said, I had no idea about. No idea at all.
Fake is the UK has A+ mattresses, and today's video is sponsored by Emma Sleep.
Okay.
I got the Emma Hybrid.
I'm gonna skip the Emma commercial due to the fact that this video is very, very long. But if you want to buy the Emma mattress, there's a 5% deal or 30% deal if you click on that website. Just hop on over to Adventures and Apps and just click on the link in the video down below. Let's continue.
Number 7, not a real animal. Did you know that
What?
Scotland's national animal is a unicorn? Because that
No,
is incredible.
I didn't.
When I first heard this, I thought it was like a cute little joke that Scottish people play on foreigners. Because let's get real, wouldn't be the first time. But no, it is actually true. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn.
That's
A+.
so funny.
As a Canadian, I gotta be honest.
I love that.
I'm very jealous. Canada has wonderful wildlife. So many interesting kind of like cool animals we could choose as our national animal. Polar bears, grizzly bears, loads of bears, moose. Moose are absolutely huge.
I guess they have bears in
love
Canada.
The Canada lynx because they're just such
wow.
interesting creatures.
Yeah, they're really
and what
beautiful.
did Canada pick as our national animal?
Oh, that's so
Thanks,
cute.
Canada. Number 8.
I mean,
is
look
that
at
Hogwarts?
it. Wait, look at it. It's so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, I just want to cuddle it. I mean, I guess you really can't because, I don't know, are they dangerous? Or do they just run away when they see humans? I don't know. I don't even know if we have beavers in Germany as well. I think we do, but I've never seen one in wildlife. They're so cute. I mean, look at that. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Canada. Number 8, is that Hogwarts? Schoolhouses like at Hogwarts are a real thing. Again, when I heard this, I thought it was a cute little joke. Play it on the foreigner, they won't know any better. But it is actually true. My
Really?
partner actually went to a school where all the kids in like that year were separated into their own houses.
I didn't
And when
know
I
that
learned
was a
that
real
in that
thing.
moment, unbelievably jealous. Back in Canada, I went to just a regular old high school, public high school,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
mixed girls and boys, no uniforms, and certainly no houses. Number 9, a British thing that sounds.
But in America, aren't there like university? I mean, I only know this from movies, so this might be wrong. But there are certain fraternities that are living in different houses. Like I said, movie knowledge. But how do you separate them? Like, are they separated by gender? Are they separated by where they originally come from? Is there a speaking hat that separates the children? I don't know. How does that happen? Please let me know. And also, with this one, I had no idea that was actually true. I mean, I've seen the Harry Potter movies, but I thought it was just like a thing that happened in this one movie. I had no idea this was actually real. So fascinating.
Fake but is actually true. We're gonna call this That's It. Did you know the UK is the winner of the shortest war in history?
No,
Because I did not know. So apparently this
me
happened
neither.
in August of 1896 between the United Kingdom and the, excuse the pronunciation, Sultanate of Zanzibar, lasting between 38 and
Oh, what?
45 minutes, making it
What?
the briefest recorded conflict. Excuse the pun, but just to sort of kill this lighthearted vibe, sorry, but it's part of this point. Apparently, there are about 500 Zanzibar casualties, and only one British sailor was injured. Number 10, oh
In
no.
that short amount of time? Lasting between 38 and 45 minutes, the conflict began after the British Sultan died and his nephew Khalid bin Baryash, sorry for butchering this name, seized the palace without British approval, leading to a swift British bombardment. Oh, they bombarded. Okay, that's why. And victory after the palace was shot down. I had absolutely no clue. I mean, I'm watching all the history videos about everything UK, but I'm not even close to 1800s, so I didn't know that.
Vibe. Sorry, but it's part of this point. Apparently, there are about 500 Zanzibar casualties, and only one British sailor was injured. Number 10, oh no, I'm in trouble. A British thing that sounds fake but is true is that tutting is a socially meaningful sound, and it's
What?
used in honestly so many different scenarios.
What
I think
sound?
foreigners may have the opinion like, oh, it's just a sound, it's just like a maybe like a knee-jerk reaction British people make, you know, that sort of tutting noise, but it actually is
What's
very
a tutting
meaningful
noise?
and it's very serious. And it should not be ignored. If you've done anything that's rude or inappropriate or annoying, or you've been rude to somebody else, maybe a different British person might tut at you, it's a real sound. It's very meaningful. Don't ignore it because it's almost never used without real meaning. Number 11.
Wait, I am sorry, but I just have to go back. Like a tutting noise? What's a tutting noise? Okay, so I just asked Google Gemini what he thinks about the tutting noise or what that is. I wish he would have like done an example of it so that I do understand it more. But Google Gemini told me that it's the sound that like a clicking noise of your tongue, like this. But I don't think that's it, to be honest. Why would people do that if they're angry? Is there a video on the internet where I can look up the tutting noise? There actually is. I can't believe this. The internet is so crazy. There is actually a video. Okay, let's listen to this. Oh, oh, yeah, okay. I get it. Okay, it's just. Okay, yeah. I mean, we Germans do that as well when we're annoyed. Do we? I mean, yeah, we do. But in what situations? Let me think. Yeah, when we're annoyed. at something or somebody. We do that. Yeah. I mean, if I did something wrong in the UK and I'd hear a person doing this sound like, I'd be like, uh-oh, I've done something wrong because I know that noise. So that wouldn't have been a big cultural shock for me. And I probably haven't heard it before because I always try and behave if I go to other countries and try to follow their rules. But sometimes if you go to a foreign country, even if you look it up on the internet before you go, there are things that you do not really know about it. And then maybe people could get angry at you and do the tutting noise. Okay, didn't know what that was before. So I actually learned something from this video. Very helpful. Thank you.
Never used without real meaning. Number 11, I weigh 8 stones.
What?
That's not true. I don't know stones as a measurement, but that's what we're talking about, that many British people still weigh themselves
I know that.
in stone as a measurement. And it has never made sense to me. In Canada, we typically
Is it a big
use
stone,
pounds.
small stone?
My family always used pounds. And if
I
you've
mean,
ever had maybe
pounds,
body
come
image
on.
issues, I know what my weight
Kilos
should be
is
in
the
pounds.
thing to
There's
go.
a lot of like emotion kind of connected to that. When I came to the UK, most people I know either use stone, which I still don't understand, or kilograms. So now I weigh myself in kilograms, but I have no like emotional connection to it. I know I could just convert it to pounds, but I'm leaving pounds in the past. I weigh myself in kilograms. I can keep an eye, you know, if it's low, if it's high, if it's like standard, but I have no emotional connection to it because that's not the measurement I used when I was a teenager. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And also you can't really complain about people measuring with stones when you measure with pounds. Just saying. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone. It's completely fine if you measure in pounds. It's just metric system for the win. It's the heat, you guys. It's the heat. Let's continue.
Curious though, if you've watched this long in the video, leave a comment down below. Do you use stone?
No.
I keep meeting people that
but
do
I don't
reference
live in the
things
UK,
in stone,
so
like typically
I'm probably
their weight,
not a
not
person.
a whole lot of other things in stone, but leave a comment down below. Do you still use stone? Because I just,
do you?
I don't get it.
Let me know in
Number
my
12,
comment
let's just
section
say
if you do.
Crazy long. The longest place name in the UK has 58 letters. Yes, you know the one. I'm not going to try and say it because that would just be awful.
I've heard of this before. Yes, didn't I even see a video about it or like on Google? This go in the end. I remember that. I'm not gonna like try and say that, to be honest. I wonder, be honest here. I want to know in the comment section down below, are you able to say that or aren't you able to say that? I just want to see how many people would actually be able to say that. People who are still watching this video. I want to just find out. Or are you able to spell it correctly? I mean, even that. Also, if you live in that city, like, do you have to spell it out everywhere you go? There are so many things happening in your life where you would have to write your city name into a form, or like, I don't even know, if you order something on the internet, do you have to really, like, is there even enough space on a package in order to write all of that? Like, I don't know how you do it. Or is there an acronym or something, like a shorter version of the word that you use when you fill out forms? Because otherwise, this is just, it's just crazy.
But in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, gallwch go get Gwindrobwll, Llantysilio go go go.
Yeah, come on. He's just pretending that was the word.
Llanfair Pwllgwyn, go get it, Gwindrobwll, Llantysilio go go go. Anybody?
From my understanding, it's a place in northern Wales. I love Wales. Northern Wales looks the closest to like the Lord of the Rings, like the Shire. Aside from going to New Zealand, I love Northern Wales, absolutely beautiful. But the Welsh are a very unserious people. Case in point, they named a place that is 58 letters. Why would you do that? The Welsh simply said, why not? Number 13, a British thing that sounds fake but is actually true. We're just gonna call this moo. When I read this, I thought, this can't be true, right? Surely not. But apparently, cows moo in regional accents like humans do. So apparently, from people much smarter than I am, farmers and language experts have observed that British cows develop regional moo accents influenced by their local environment, social learning within their herds, and close bonds with their farmers,
This is so
leading to
weird.
variations in pitch and tone across different regions. Apparently, this is something that is observed in birds. Like, birds can have regional sounds depending on where they're from and how they interact with their environment. And now people are saying that cows have the same thing, which is just fascinating and adorable. Something that sounds fake is toad in the hole is a real meal. And thankfully it's true because it's delicious. If I ever have it, I usually just buy it like from the store.
Toad in the hole?
You can get really nice ones. You just pop in the oven. You don't have to do.
What's a toad in a hole? It looks like two sausages in some sort of dough thingy. Keep me frozen until cooking. Add your favorite veg. But please don't add too many vegetables because we don't overwhelm the plate, okay? Just keep it small. Keep it a tiny amount. Just 10 peas and that's it. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know what that is. I think I've heard of it before. Aunt Bessie's. I've never seen it. Also, what is that? Is that a QR code? Like with colors? I don't know what that is. I need an explanation for that. Please help me out here. What is this code? This is way more interesting than the package itself. Because, I mean, Wait, toad in a hole. There's another one of the hearty food. That's so weird. Also, I love the little traffic light thingy that you've going on over here. I wonder if this is actually real, because we do have a traffic light system for food as well in Germany. It's complete bullshit. But this one here seems right. Like, it's not an A to... I guess we have A to E, A to F system. And A is very healthy, F is very unhealthy, and all the Nestle stuff is just B, because it's Nestle and they paid for it. Allegedly. I mean, frozen pizza has a B. I mean, come on. But this looks really accurate. Saturated fat, 47%. Sugars, 2 point something, 3%. Salt. Yeah, I mean, sounds about right, I guess. Minced beef hot pot. I'm sorry, I digress again. Let's go back and listen to what she actually has to say about this dish.
The thing that sounds fake is toad in the hole is a real meal. And thankfully it's true because it's delicious. If I ever have it, I usually just buy it like from the store. You can get really nice ones. You just pop in the oven. You don't have to do anything. I did actually make it for the first time, like myself. Actually, when I was back in Canada, I made it.
It's like a pretty simple. There's not a
whole lot of ingredients. And it was tasty. Would I make it again myself? Probably not, when it's so simple and it's really nice from the supermarket. But either way, toad in the hole, I love it. Apparently it's named this way because the little sausages like peeking out of the batter apparently look like toads, like peeking out of their burrows. A bit of a stretch, but honestly, absolutely delicious. If any foreigners are watching, if they've made it to this far, hi. Hope you love the UK as much as I do.
Yeah, I do.
If somehow you've not had toad in the hole before, please rectify that. Number 15, a thing that sounds fake but is painfully true. Breaking your leg for cheese. This, of course, is the very infamous cheese rolling competition.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about the cheese rolling competition, I have had recommendations from you guys talking about this cheese race and that I should really react to it. However, I know about that already. I am so sorry to disappoint, but I've seen it already and I don't think it would still be a good reaction if I'm just sitting here being like, oh yeah, seen that, yeah, seen that. Maybe there is a documentation about this whole thing where you actually get to know how this evolved, where this comes from, the origins of it, and like a summary of the last years and all the stuff that has happened, weird stuff, because I've only seen one video of one race, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. What the heck are these guys doing? So there is probably a lot to learn about it. I don't know if it's really, like, you have to let me know. Is it worth it? And is there a video out there that really explains everything about this thing, why it's going on, and what has happened throughout the years? I'd really like to know. So I already know about this. I'm sorry.
Every time I see a clip of this, my stomach drops. People
Yeah,
yeet
it's
themselves
really
down
crazy.
a very steep hill, okay? This is not some rolling, gentle hill, right? This is like a cliff. They yeet themselves down, essentially a cliff, chasing a rolling thing of cheese. It's unbelievable. It's incredibly British. And also terrifying. Anytime I mention cheese
And
rolling
why?
or like weird British competitions, because
Just
there's loads of
why?
them, I always get comments from people being like, oh, you should do the cheese rolling competition. You should sign up. You should try it.
I wouldn't do that.
Do you want me to die?
No money
Number
in the
16,
world.
let's call this cheers.
No
One
money
thing
in the
that sounds
world.
fake, but it is
Cheers.
true. There are British pubs open and serving that are older than my country. For reference,
I mean,
sorry,
yeah.
I gotta move. I'm losing all feeling in my legs. For reference, Canada got our iconic maple leaf flag in 1965. So the fact that there are British pubs that are older than my entire country is honestly wonderful. I love the history here.
I mean, 1965 isn't that old, to be honest. So no wonder there are pubs that are older than that, to be honest. That's not really long. But yeah, this is a no-brainer for me, to be honest. That's something, I mean, yeah, of course, pubs are a century-long tradition in the UK. I guess the only thing that I think is really, really, really impressing to me when it comes to old pubs is when the original house is still standing on that very ground and is still a pub nowadays. They didn't change the house, they didn't rebuild the house, they didn't like do anything with the building other than just making sure that it's intact and doing smaller repairs or even bigger repairs, but it's still the very same building. That's very impressive. But other than that, I knew about this one.
And preserving the history, protecting it is absolutely wonderful. It's really hard to comprehend the difference in like age and history between the UK and Canada or even the US. But honestly, it's one of the things I love most about here. There's so much history, and there's so much like living history, like Morris dancing, like old pubs that people are protecting. Cheese rolling even. I'm very grateful that British people work very hard to protect their history and their culture. It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you'd like to watch something else, maybe learn a little bit, how about this one, British military inventions? But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!
I did just watch a video about British inventions, but this could be interesting, but it's 24 minutes. So I guess the reaction would be like an hour. If I did that, I don't think I'm gonna do a video like that in in one take. However, talking about 1 or 2 takes, how many of you are still here now? I don't know how long the video actually got because I still have to edit it, but I think it's very, very long. Judging by my feeling, it's at least half an hour. And I wonder how many people are still watching the video now. Let me know if you are still here. Just drop a quick cheese race in the comments down below so I do know that you are still here. This is our secret word that no one will understand who didn't watch the video until the end. And I hope you had as much fun as I had watching this video. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye!